Okay, so we just released message log, and I've got Simon here, our principal product manager at StrongestLayer, and he's here to walk us through it. So, Simon, what is message log?
Hi, Gab. Excited to be here. Message log gives you one view of every email we process. Clean messages, risky messages, and confirmed malicious emails, all side by side with the verdict and the current status in easy view. Until now, all of these messages were separated in a couple of different locations and not something that you could easily pull together. Now this really closes the gap. You get to see everything coming through and how we're scoring it.
Awesome. In message log, there's a lot of emails in there. So, why would I want to see all the clean messages at all?
Because visibility is really what lets you trust our verdicts. It's not just about the messages that we scanned and found to be malicious. You also want to be able to see what did everything that came in. So when an investigator gets a question about a specific message, did we look at this message? We wanted to make that a really easy question to answer so that they're not guessing. They can open the log, they can see that a specific message was processed, that it was scanned by our system, and they can see the results of that scan even if it is just a clean verdict here. So that's the proof of work, the proof of the tool working, and it lets the analyst move forward with confidence.
So, when you open one of these, what do you actually see?
So when you open one of these messages, you'll see the results of our analysis engine. So in this example, I opened a risky email. So this is something that was found on sort of the cusp of our detection. Based on the client's own settings, it would determine whether we chose to block this or not. We can allow them to opt into blocking it or not. In this specific instance, this was chosen to be delivered, and it shows why we flagged it. In this case, it claims to be from Geek Squad, but we see that none of the infrastructure used actually belonged to Geek Squad. So that's a great example of how we talk through our reasoning in plain English rather than through this deep jargon. And importantly, you can also take actions here. You can either confirm this as malicious or mark this as safe as a quick and easy way to put your thumb on the scale as far as the verdict, as well as finding similar messages if you would like via our threat hunt tool.
And if, for example, I disagree with the verdict, does the system learn from that?
Absolutely. When you are reclassifying a verdict in any direction, whether that's confirming it as malicious or marking it as safe, it is sending a persistent signal to our backend that allows us to treat these messages differently in the future. And this can be in a variety of different ways. Sometimes this is us taking a signal as, hey, this is a known bad sender, we should be blocking messages from a system like this in the future. But sometimes it's also us understanding that, hey, this is a legitimate vendor, but it's been temporarily compromised. We need to block things temporarily and then eventually allow these messages back through. So our system is smart enough to take these things and then reason through them and apply them to the future.
And what if I want to handle a large campaign of emails?
Yeah, we actually also support the ability to reclassify things in bulk. So if I select a couple of these messages all at once, I can take a quarantine action all at once on all three. Importantly, for these types of actions, we want to make sure that there's an audit record, because this is taking many messages across your mail environment and taking them out of the primary inbox and putting them into this remediated state. So we wanted to make sure that there was some traceability here, and there will be some audit logging about these were quarantined for security, right? You want to have some amount of a note, and then this will also instruct which admin took this action. So anyone who's kind of looking backwards and trying to find these messages can very easily retrieve them.
And what do you actually keep, and how far back can I go?
Yeah, so one important thing to us is that we do not store your clean messages on our servers. Instead, what we will do is we will retrieve them just in time from your mail provider in order to display the clean content here. So this would be a very quick API call to either Google or Microsoft to retrieve the message contents. Notably, we understand that your clean emails are very important and can be assets to your organization. As a result, we have a special permission around the retrieval of clean emails specifically. So anyone you invite to the portal can take a look at the things we've blocked, the things we've determined as threats. But when we're talking about reviewing normal business correspondence, we do have a slightly higher permission for reviewing these clean emails. Also, we do keep data for all time when we're talking about these risk signals and these malicious messages that is stored for all time. By default, our table is going to come with 30 days of data in view, a monthly view, but that can also be adjusted to a much larger period of time if you want to explore a much larger blast radius.
This is amazing. I know that a lot of our customers love message log. So if someone didn't know about message log, how would you describe it in one sentence?
It's one place to see every email we scanned, what we decided, and why. So you can answer for any message and find its history very quickly.
Well, message log is now available on the Strongest Layer platform. And thanks, Simon.
Thanks, Gab.